The Haunting in Hollow Pines, a terrifying tale of camping horror. Chapter 1, Into the Wilderness. The friends begin their camping adventure in Blackwood Forest. Scene 1. Excitement buzzed in the air as Alex, Rachel, Ryan, and Olivia gathered around a worn wooden table, planning their much-anticipated camping trip to Blackwood Forest. The rustic cabin smelled of pine and adventure, a familiar scent that stirred their adrenaline. Alex leaned forward, his eyes alight with adventure. "I've heard stories about Blackwood Forest," he said, his voice filled with anticipation. "They say it's haunted by the spirits of those who met tragic ends." Rachel furrowed her brow, her hazel eyes searching for answers. "Haunted? Are you sure we should go there?" she asked cautiously. Ryan flashed a mischievous smile, twirling a lock of his messy blonde hair. "Come on, Rach. Don't tell me you believe in all that mumbo-jumbo. It's just a bunch of ghost stories," he said with a dismissive wave of his hand. Olivia reached out to comfort Rachel, her warm brown eyes reflecting empathy. "It's only natural to feel apprehensive," she said softly. "But isn't this what we signed up for? An adventure into the unknown?" Rachel nodded slowly, her fingers tracing the edge of an old map spread across the table. She was cautious by nature, always contemplating every outcome before taking action. "So which campsite should we choose?" Alex asked, his gaze shifting between his friends. Ryan pointed enthusiastically at a spot near a babbling brook on the map. "How about this one? It looks secluded and surrounded by trees. Just what we need for an authentic camping experience." Olivia smiled warmly at the idea of being immersed in nature's embrace. Her intuition told her that Blackwood Forest had more to offer than mere tales of haunting spirits. With their decision made, the friends packed their gear, tents, sleeping bags, and enough food to keep them nourished during their stay into their trusty backpacks. Each item represented a piece of their shared journey into the unknown. As they set off toward Blackwood Forest in their old beaten-up van, excitement mingled with nervous energy inside the vehicle. The sound of laughter and spirited conversation filled the air as they embraced the thrilling uncertainty that awaited them. The forest loomed large ahead of them as they arrived at its outskirts. Towering trees reached towards the heavens like ancient sentinels guarding secrets untold. The air carried a heaviness that whispered tales of forgotten souls and forbidden knowledge. Choosing caution over recklessness, they parked their van near the entrance and stepped out onto unfamiliar ground. The leaves crunching beneath their feet echoed through the silent wilderness, a symphony announcing their arrival. Alex gazed up at the dense canopy above him with awe shining in his piercing blue eyes. It was as if he could taste freedom amidst nature's vast expanse and escape from the mundane rhythm of everyday life. In that moment, each friend carried within themselves a unique motivation, whether it was seeking adventure or unlocking hidden truths that bound them together like an unbreakable thread. Little did they know that this would be just the beginning, the threshold to an unimaginable world where reality blurred with nightmares, and that their lives would forever be changed by what lay waiting for them deep within Blackwood Forest. Chapter 1, Into the Wilderness. The friends begin their camping adventure in Blackwood Forest. Scene 2. The friends stood in awe as they entered Blackwood Forest, a place shrouded in mystery and whispered secrets. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, tickling their nostrils with an ominous hint of danger. Shadows danced beneath the towering trees like ethereal specters, casting an otherworldly glow upon their surroundings. With cautious steps, they made their way towards the chosen campsite, a clearing nestled beside a babbling brook. The sound of rushing water provided a soothing backdrop to the unnerving silence that permeated the forest. As they set up their tents and unrolled sleeping bags, they couldn't shake the prickling sensation at the back of their necks. Dark tendrils of doubt snaked their way into their minds, whispering doubts about their decision to venture into this haunted wilderness. Rachel's hazel eyes darted nervously from tree to tree, her mind occupied by unsettling thoughts. She found herself questioning whether there was any truth to the legends that had brought them here. Ryan, always one to find humor in any situation, attempted to lighten the mood with a playful joke. "Hey guys, what do you call a ghost with a broken leg?" he quipped, flashing his trademark smirk. Alex chuckled, grateful for Ryan's lightheartedness. He appreciated having someone who could ease tensions when things got too intense. For Alex, this trip was not just about conquering their fears but also about testing the bonds of friendship forged through years of shared experiences. Olivia, ever empathetic and nurturing, reached out to touch Rachel's arm gently. "Don't worry," she reassured her friend. "We're all here for each other. We'll face whatever challenges come our way together." A gust of wind rustled through the leaves overhead, causing them all to jump in alarm. It was as if nature itself was trying to communicate its disapproval of their presence in this once sacred land. Night began to fall like a dark curtain descending upon the forest stage. The only light came from flickering campfire flames that cast eerie shadows on the surrounding trees. They huddled close together, seeking solace and strength in each other's company. As darkness enveloped them, strange noises echoed through the stillness: an owl's mournful hoot, twigs snapping under unseen weight, and whispers so faint they could barely be heard. Their hearts raced in response to these ghostly sounds that seemed to invade every crevice of Blackwood Forest. Alex scanned the area with keen eyes, muscles tensed with anticipation for any sign of danger. With his survival skills honed over years of outdoor expeditions, he felt responsible for ensuring his friend's safety amidst unknown perils. All around them, nature seemed poised on a knife's edge, an orchestra waiting for its conductor's cue. But instead of melodic harmonies floating through the air, discordant chords reverberated with an unsettling resonance. Their once carefree excitement, now tempered by unease and uncertainty, gripped them tightly like invisible chains binding them to this treacherous realm. Chapter 1, Into the Wilderness, the friends begin their camping adventure in Blackwood Forest. Scene 3. Tension hung heavy in the air as the friends gathered around a flickering campfire, their faces illuminated by dancing flames. Darkness encroached upon their tiny oasis in Blackwood Forest, casting elongated shadows that seemed to slither like snakes across the forest floor. Rachel's eyes darted nervously from tree to tree, her mind plagued by the unsettling sounds and whispers that had followed them since their arrival. She couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, as if unseen eyes were fixed upon her every move. Olivia reached out to comfort Rachel, her touch gentle yet reassuring. "It'll be okay," she whispered softly. "We're all here together, remember?" Alex glanced at his friends, his brow furrowed with concern. The bond they once shared now teetered on the edge of uncertainty, strained by the invisible forces that seemed determined to test them. He knew they needed answers, a way to make sense of this unfolding nightmare. Ryan's mischievous smile had faded into a grim expression as he too felt the weight of their situation pressing down upon them. His usually quick-witted tongue remained silent as he contemplated the best course of action. A gust of wind rustled through the trees, carrying with it an eerie melody that sent shivers cascading down their spines. The crackle of twigs underfoot echoed through the stillness, amplifying their unease with each sound. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream shattered the silence, piercing through the night like a banshee's wail. Their hearts leaped into their throats as they exchanged wide-eyed glances filled with fear and dread. Without hesitation, Alex sprang to his feet and dashed towards where the scream had originated. The others followed closely behind, driven by a mixture of concern for their friend and sheer instinctual survival. Their frantic footsteps pounded against the earth as they weaved through thick underbrush and over fallen logs. Adrenaline surged through their veins, fueling their desperate search for answers in this heart-pounding maze of darkness. As they rounded a bend in the trail, they stumbled upon an ominous sight. A dilapidated cabin loomed before them, its weathered wood exuding an aura of malevolence. It stood as a testament to forgotten secrets hidden within Blackwood Forest's depths. Timid moonlight filtered through gaps in decaying boards as they approached cautiously. Each step felt weighted with a sense of foreboding anticipation. They knew there was no turning back now. This discovery held the key to unraveling the haunting mysteries surrounding them. Prying open creaking doors revealed a room frozen in time, a chilling echo of past horrors etched into its very foundation. Dust particles danced in hazy beams of light that filtered through cobweb-laden windows, casting an ethereal glow upon tattered furniture and yellowed pages scattered across a rotting wooden floor. Gingerly reaching for one such page, Rachel's trembling fingers traced faded words written by a long-lost camper who had met tragedy within these cursed woods. Each line unveiled fragments of an unholy tale the warning signs ignored until it was too late. As they absorbed the entries' haunting details, descriptions of shadows moving on their own accord and disembodied voices whispering malevolent secrets, they realized they were not alone in awakening Samuel Hartley's wrath. Others had suffered before them for trespassing into forbidden realms. Silence settled over them like a suffocating blanket as realization sank in. The spirits lurking within Blackwood Forest hungered for vengeance against those who disturbed its sacred balance. With trepidation etched onto their faces but determination shining brightly within their eyes, Alex led his friends out of that sinister cabin and back into the waiting embrace of Blackwood Forest's haunted depths. Unbeknownst to them, Samuel Hartley's vengeful spirit stirred restlessly in response to their intrusion deep within this unhallowed sanctuary. The stage was set for an epic battle between good and evil, a clash between mortals caught in a spider's web spun by supernatural forces beyond comprehension. Little did they know that standing on that precipice meant sacrificing more than just their comfort and safety. It meant surrendering themselves to an ancient power that would challenge everything they thought they knew about life and death itself. Chapter 2, Eerie Encounters, Mysterious Whispers and Unexplained Phenomena Shake the Group's Confidence. Scene 1. The crackling flames of the campfire cast a warm glow upon the friends gathered around it, their faces flickering with anticipation. The forest embraced them in its enigmatic embrace as they engaged in an animated discussion about Blackwood Forest's haunting legends. Alex leaned forward, his eyes alive with excitement. "I've heard tales of shadowy figures and ghostly whispers," he said, his voice filled with intrigue. "There's something otherworldly lurking within these woods." Rachel furrowed her brow, hazel eyes scanning the darkness beyond their small circle. Doubt clouded her expression as she questioned the wisdom of staying here. "Do you really think it's safe? What if those stories are more than just folklore?" Ryan shrugged nonchalantly, a wry smile playing on his lips. "Come on, Rachel. You can't honestly believe in all that supernatural mumbo-jumbo, can you?" His words were laced with playful skepticism as he glanced around at his friends. Olivia reached out, placing a comforting hand on Rachel's arm. Her warm brown eyes reflected understanding and empathy. "It's understandable to have doubts," she said soothingly. "But maybe there's more to this place than meets the eye. We won't know unless we explore and see for ourselves." As the discussion continued, tension simmered beneath the surface. Uncertainty gnawed at their confidence, causing their once unified front to fracture into differing opinions. Alex determined to uncover the truth while Rachel urged caution and contemplation. A gust of wind rustled through the trees, sending shivers down their spines as if nature itself sought to give voice to their lingering doubts. It was as if unseen forces whispered secrets from hidden corners of the forest, further stoking their unease. The fire crackled louder, casting dancing shadows across their faces, a reflection of the flickering doubt inside each of them. In this moment of hesitation, they stood at a crossroads between pushing forward or retreating back to safety. Silence settled over them momentarily before Alex broke it with determination in his voice. "We came here for an adventure," he declared firmly. "If we let fear dictate our actions now, we'll never uncover the truth behind these haunting whispers." Rachel met his gaze, concern etched deeply on her face. She understood Alex's drive but couldn't shake off her own apprehension. Still, she trusted him enough to follow him deeper into Blackwood Forest's mysteries. With a nod of agreement from Olivia and a shrug from Ryan indicating reluctant compliance, they made their decision, to press forward into uncharted territory where answers awaited or danger lurked. The fire burned brighter as if fueled by their resolve, its warmth serving as a reminder that no matter what lay ahead, they would face it together. With renewed determination and cautious optimism lighting their path, they set off into the unknown depths of Blackwood Forest. Little did they know that every step brought them closer to encounters that would test their courage and bonds unlike anything they had ever imagined before. Chapter 2, Eerie Encounters, Mysterious Whispers and Unexplained Phenomena Shake the Group's Confidence. Scene 2. The moon's pale light cast an ethereal glow upon the forest, its wan beams filtered through the dense canopy above. Blackwood Forest became a labyrinth of shadows, where reality blended seamlessly with unknown terrors lurking just beyond their line of sight. As darkness descended, a chilling breeze stirred among the trees, rustling leaves like whispered secrets. Goosebumps prickled across their skin as eerie silence settled over their campsite. The crackle of the dying campfire was the only sound that dared pierce through the enveloping stillness. Alex's gaze darted nervously between the shifting shadows, his heart pounding in his chest. He struggled to distinguish between branches swaying in the wind and twisted apparitions dancing at the edge of his vision. Rachel's hazel eyes widened with both fear and intrigue as she strained to hear each mysterious whisper carried by the night air. Her analytical mind fought to make sense of every sound while her instincts warned her of unseen dangers lurking nearby. Ryan's carefree demeanor wavered, his usual smirk replaced by furrowed brows reflecting mounting concern. He nervously fingered a small charm hanging from his neck, seeking comfort in its familiar presence as he grappled with the unsettling energy surrounding them. Olivia's nurturing nature shone through as she gently reached out and clasped Rachel's hand. Their connection provided solace amidst the encroaching darkness, a lifeline grounding them in their shared fear. A flicker of movement caught Alex's attention, a fleeting shadow darting between trees. His breath hitched as he strained his eyes to make sense of what he had just witnessed. Could it be Samuel Hartley manifesting himself before them? Trepidation gripped their hearts as whispers grew louder, echoing through the forest like haunting echoes of lost souls yearning for release. Each word sent a chill down their spines, filling them with a deepening unease they could not ignore. Caught in this atmospheric symphony of fear and anticipation, they huddled closer together around a dimming campfire. Their once solid friendship now seemed fragile amidst the sea of uncertainty. As time marched on, their anxieties reached a crescendo, a cacophony threatening to drown out reason and unity. Voices rose, arguments erupted, and conflicting emotions clashed within their ranks. In these moments of discord, they were tested not only by specters from another realm but also by their own fears and doubts seeking to tear them apart. Amidst this chaos, Alex remained resolute. Despite pleas from Ryan suggesting escape and Rachel urging caution, he believed confronting Samuel Hartley head-on was their only path to salvation. But doubt lingered like an unwelcome visitor in each of their minds, a silent question that hung heavy in the air: were they truly prepared to face the malevolent spirit haunting Blackwood Forest? As tension mounted and emotions spilled forth like a tempestuous storm within their campsite sanctuary, they stood at a precipice. A choice awaited them: surrender to fear or rally against it. With clenched fists and determined expressions etched onto their faces, they steeled themselves for what lay ahead, the terrifying encounter that would test not only their bonds but also reveal strengths hidden deep within each soul. Unbeknownst to them all, fate had already set its plan into motion. There was no turning back now. They had entered a realm where darkness dwelled and nightmares prowled, an insidious force ready to prey on their deepest fears. Only by embracing unity and unwavering resolve could they hope to navigate these treacherous waters together. They would face whatever malicious spirits awaited them in Blackwood Forest's foreboding embrace. Chapter 2, Eerie Encounters, Mysterious Whispers and Unexplained Phenomena Shake the Group's Confidence. Scene 3. The forest seemed to hold its breath as darkness settled upon the weary campers, their once unified front shattered by fear and doubt. A chilling breeze whispered among the trees, carrying with it an otherworldly energy that tingled on their skin like icy fingertips. Alex's unwavering gaze remained fixed on the spot where Samuel Hartley had momentarily revealed himself. Determination burned in his eyes as he stood tall amidst the chaos unfolding around him. He couldn't allow fear to dictate their actions or drive a wedge between them. Rachel's heart pounded in her chest, her voice trembling with equal parts anxiety and hope. "We need to stick together," she pleaded, reaching out to grasp Olivia's hand for support. Running won't solve anything. We have to face this together. Ryan paced nervously, his usual confident swagger replaced by uncertainty. He raked a hand through his tousled hair, strands falling into his face like shadows seeking cover from unseen terrors. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't sign up for this kind of haunting experience, he muttered under his breath. Olivia closed her eyes, drawing strength from within as she felt the weight of their collective fears pressing down upon her. Her intuition guided her towards unity, towards finding common ground amidst the discord. With a deep breath, she spoke softly yet firmly. We can't let this tear us apart. We're stronger when we stand together. As tensions peaked around the campfire, each member of the group looked into the eyes of their friends, windows into their shared journey and deepest hopes, and found solace in familiar faces. In that moment of connection, a subtle shift occurred, a glimmer of understanding and acceptance radiated from within each soul gathered there. The clashing of opinions now became an opportunity for growth and empathy. Without words, they reached out, hands clasping hands, shoulders touching shoulders, as if creating an unbreakable circle of resilience against the encroaching darkness. Samuel Hartley's malevolent laughter echoed through the night air, serving as both a cruel taunt and a call to arms. The group tightened its grip on one another, drawing strength from their newfound unity. With measured steps and hearts beating in harmony, they stepped forward into the waiting embrace of Blackwood Forest, a united force ready to confront whatever horrors awaited them in this twisted realm between worlds. Little did they know that this small act of coming together would become their greatest weapon, a flicker of light amidst overwhelming darkness, an embodiment of resilience that would guide them through even the most harrowing moments yet to come. End of Scene 3. Chapter 3, The Sinister Cabin, uncovering the tragic history and haunting secrets within. Scene 1. As the group ventured deeper into Blackwood Forest, a sense of unease settled over them like a suffocating fog. The dense foliage seemed to thicken around them, obscuring their path and heightening their anxiety. Alex's keen eyes caught a glimpse of something through the thick underbrush, a flash of weathered wood that hinted at a hidden structure. He motioned for the others to follow as he forged ahead, driven by an insatiable curiosity. Pushing aside tangled vines and ducking under low-hanging branches, they emerged into a clearing where an ominous sight awaited them. A dilapidated cabin stood before them, its once sturdy walls now worn and weather-beaten. It loomed over them, an eerie presence in the heart of Blackwood Forest. Rachel shivered, her hazel eyes darting nervously from window to window. "Do you think it's safe?" she whispered, her voice barely audible over the rustling leaves. Her analytical mind churned with thoughts of lurking dangers within the cabin's decaying walls. Alex, undeterred by Rachel's concerns, stepped forward cautiously and gently pushed open the creaky door. Its hinges groaned in protest as it revealed a dimly lit interior filled with shadows dancing along the cracked wooden floor. Olivia clutched Ryan's arm tightly, seeking reassurance in his comforting presence. Their exchange of worried glances spoke volumes about their shared fears but also their unwavering support for one another. With bated breath, they entered the cabin, their footsteps echoing ominously in the silence that enveloped them. Dust particles danced in the slivers of light filtering through broken windows, adding an air of mystery to this long-forgotten place. Their eyes were drawn to a rickety table near a moss-covered fireplace. Sitting atop it was a tattered journal, its pages yellowed with time and brimming with untold stories. Curiosity got the better of Alex as he reached out tentatively and flipped open the journal to reveal entries written decades ago by an unfortunate soul who had crossed paths with Samuel Hartley's malevolence. The handwritten words told tales of twisted encounters with shadowy figures lurking just beyond the edge of vision, whispers that reverberated through empty halls and sent shivers down one's spine. As Alex recited these haunting passages aloud, his voice took on an almost ethereal quality. Each word seemed to hang in the air, filling their surroundings with echoes of pain and despair. They huddled closer together, drawn to this tragic narrative unfolding before them. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows across their faces as they listened intently, captivated by the tale of horror wrought upon those who had dared to trespass into Blackwood Forest's dark domain. His voice trembled slightly as he read aloud one particular passage that sent chills down their spines. "Beware the forest's wrath," it warned. "For those who disturb its sacred grounds shall suffer a fate worse than death." A heavy silence followed Alex's last spoken words. Even nature itself seemed to hold its breath as if honoring this chilling revelation. They exchanged wary glances, suddenly aware that they were no longer mere observers but participants in something far more sinister than they had ever imagined. Little did they know that delving further into Blackwood Forest's haunted secrets would unleash forces beyond their comprehension, an ancient curse ready to entangle them within its web of vengeance and despair. End of Scene 1. Chapter 3, The Sinister Cabin, Uncovering the Tragic History and Haunting Secrets Within. Scene 2. As night fell over Blackwood Forest, the atmosphere grew thick with an unsettling energy. The moon's pale glow pierced through the dense canopy, casting elongated shadows that seemed to writhe like living creatures on the forest floor. The group's footsteps echoed ominously as they ventured deeper into this realm of dark secrets. Their eyes darted nervously from tree to tree, their senses on high alert for any hint of supernatural phenomena lurking in the darkness. Rachel's hazel eyes widened as she noticed strange symbols etched into the bark of ancient trees. Bloodstains marred these enigmatic carvings, speaking of forgotten rituals and sacrificial offerings made long ago. Her heart skipped a beat at the realization that they were treading upon sacred ground steeped in a tragic history. Olivia grasped Ryan's arm tightly, her knuckles turning white with fear. They exchanged a wordless glance, their shared trepidation creating an unspoken bond. It was a silent acknowledgement that only by staying united could they hope to weather the impending storm. Whispers carried on the wind reached their ears, chilling them to the core. The disembodied voices seemed to speak in hushed tones of despair and torment, weaving a surreal tapestry of dread around their souls. A sudden gust of wind sent leaves swirling at their feet, dancing in macabre patterns that mirrored the chaotic thoughts racing through their minds. In that moment, it felt as if nature itself conspired to amplify their fears and unsettle their resolve. With each step forward, anxiety clung to their every breath like a suffocating mist. Their hearts pounded in harmony with the nocturnal symphony of unseen creatures and rustling underbrush. It was as if Blackwood Forest reveled in their torment, savoring every ounce of uncertainty it could instill within them. Their attention shifted towards a clearing illuminated by soft moonlight filtering through gaps between interwoven branches. In its center stood an ancient stone altar covered in moss and lichen, a haunting relic from a long-forgotten time. As they approached the altar with cautious reverence, a chill ran down Alex's spine. The air grew heavy with suppressed emotions and whispered prayers that still lingered in this desolate place. Gently brushing aside layers of debris, they revealed faded symbols carved into its surface, an intricate web spun by hands long turned to dust. Its meaning remained a mystery, one waiting patiently to be unraveled. In this moment of profound gravity, they exchanged glimmers of understanding, small gestures that conveyed empathy amidst mounting uncertainty. It was through these shared experiences that bonds deepened and trust solidified against the backdrop of encroaching darkness. Time seemed suspended as they stood before the altar, a crossroads where answers awaited or danger lurked just out of sight. It was in this fragile moment that they found strength within themselves and within one another, a resilience born from facing their deepest fears head-on. Little did they know that this encounter with Blackwood Forest's haunted past would test them further than ever before, each step taken carrying them closer to untold horrors awaiting their arrival. End of Scene 2. Chapter 3, The Sinister Cabin, Uncovering the Tragic History and Haunting Secrets Within. Scene 3. Tension hung heavily in the air as the group stood divided, their once unbreakable bond now threatened by suspicion and fear. The flickering candlelight cast dancing shadows across their faces, mirroring the uncertainty within their hearts. Alex's eyes blazed with determination, his voice filled with conviction as he pleaded his case to his friends. "We can't turn back now," he declared, his words echoing through the cabin's stillness. "There's more to this forest than we ever imagined, and we owe it to ourselves to uncover its secrets." Rachel crossed her arms tightly over her chest, her brows furrowed as she stared at Alex. her cautious nature warred with a desire to protect her friends from further danger. "Alex, I understand your curiosity, but we can't ignore the risks involved. We need to prioritize our safety above all else." Olivia shifted uncomfortably, caught between two opposing viewpoints. She looked from Alex to Rachel, her eyes reflecting empathy for both sides of the argument. Her peaceful presence served as a flicker of hope amidst this brewing storm of mistrust. Unbeknownst to them all, Samuel Hartley watched their conflict unfold from the ethereal realms, a malevolent smirk curling upon his ghostly visage. He reveled in their discord, knowing that it weakened their defenses against his vengeful onslaught. Silence settled over the cabin as tension reached its breaking point. Each heartbeat echoed like a drum beat in their ears, a reminder of the fragility of their unity and the weight of their decisions. Ryan stepped forward hesitantly, his voice tinged with uncertainty yet laced with determination. "What if we compromise?" he suggested tentatively. "We continue exploring but remain vigilant and ready to retreat if things become too dangerous." Their gazes shifted towards Ryan, his words providing a glimmer of hope in the sea of conflicting opinions. It was an opportunity to bridge the divide and find middle ground amidst chaos. A momentary calm settled upon them, the eye of a hurricane where reason and emotion clashed. Slowly but surely, they nodded in agreement, their shared willingness to compromise forging a path forward. As they prepared to embark on this treacherous journey together once again, small acts of reconciliation unfolded around them. A hand gently resting on a shoulder, an unspoken apology exchanged through a silent glance. Bound by their collective fears and united in their resolve to survive Blackwood Forest's haunting grip, they set off into the darkness, a beacon of unity amid the encroaching shadows. Little did they know that every step taken would bring them closer not only to answers but also to an unimaginable evil lurking just beyond their reach, a malevolence eager to exploit any weakness and prey upon their tenuous bond. In this fragile moment of compromise and renewed determination, they pressed forward, not knowing what awaited them in the heart of Blackwood Forest or how deeply it would test their friendship before their terrifying tale came to an end. End of Scene 3. Chapter 4, The Legend Unveiled. Local townsfolk share dark tales of Samuel Hartley's wrath and Blackwood Forest's curse. Scene 1. The small village near Blackwood Forest welcomed the friends with weary glances and hushed whispers. They entered a dimly lit tavern, its wooden walls adorned with aged photographs and weathered maps. The air hung heavy with anticipation as they approached a group of locals who seemed to hold the secrets they sought. Alex, his eyes flickering with curiosity, leaned against the worn bar counter. He listened intently as an elderly woman with silver-streaked hair shared tales of the forest's haunting past. Her voice was tinged with both caution and wisdom. "Samuel Hartley was no ordinary man," she began, her words barely audible over the soft crackling of the hearth. "He ruled these lands decades ago, a lumberjack consumed by greed and blinded to nature's wrath." Rachel, her hazel eyes sharp with analytical focus, interjected softly. "How did he incur such wrath? What drove him to desecrate this once sacred land?" The woman's gaze grew distant for a moment as she recalled the stories handed down through generations. "Samuel felled ancient trees without remorse, disrupting the delicate balance of nature," she explained, her voice laced with sorrow. "His greed stained this forest red with blood, the blood of countless creatures who called it home." Olivia, her gentle demeanor resonating empathy, reached out to touch the woman's trembling hand in silent understanding. A fleeting connection passed between them, a shared acknowledgement of the pain inflicted upon this sacred place. Ryan leaned against a nearby pillar, his mischievous green eyes scanning the room for cues in the locals' expressions. His natural charm was met with cautious yet truthful responses from those around him, each sharing their own encounters with Blackwood Forest's malevolent spirit. As the evening wore on, more tales emerged, an avalanche of knowledge that threatened to drown them in darkness. The villagers spoke of desperate attempts made by their ancestors to restore balance, to appease the vengeful spirit that haunted their every step. The friends sat huddled together at a corner table, their faces a mirror of trepidation mingled with determination. They absorbed every detail offered by their newfound guide, small fragments that would piece together answers hidden within Blackwood Forest's shrouded depths. The locals warned against trespassing upon sacred ground, symbols etched into bark serving as reminders that nature demanded respect. They spoke of rituals long forgotten, of offerings made in hopes of quieting Samuel Hartley's tormented soul. As night fell outside the tavern's warm embrace, Alex rose from his seat, his voice steady yet laced with awe. "Thank you," he said sincerely to the townsfolk gathered before him. "Your guidance has shed light on a darkness we could not have faced alone." With nods of understanding and farewells whispered into somber musings, they parted ways, their paths destined to intertwine again amidst Blackwood Forest's unyielding grasp. Unbeknownst to them all, Samuel Hartley observed their departure from beyond ethereal realms, a knowing smirk dancing upon his spectral lips. Their quest for truth only fed his insatiable hunger for revenge, a hunger that would soon consume them all. In this momentary respite within a village shrouded in tragedy and ancient knowledge, they prepared themselves mentally for what lay ahead, an encounter with forces far beyond human comprehension, the chilling embodiment of Blackwood Forest's curse. As they stepped back into the night air pregnant with anticipation and foreboding, shadows lurking among twisted trees, they embarked upon a journey into darkness where death danced at its heart, a dance they must master if they were to emerge unscathed from Blackwood Forest's unrelenting grip. End of Scene 1. Chapter 4, The Legend Unveiled. Local townsfolk share dark tales of Samuel Hartley's wrath and Blackwood Forest's curse. Scene 2. Night descended upon Blackwood Forest, casting an ethereal glow upon twisted trees and shadowy figures lurking within dense underbrush. The friends pressed deeper into the heart of the forest, their eyes scanning the darkness for any signs of supernatural activity. Moonlight filtered through gaps between interwoven branches, creating a haunting tapestry of light and shadows. The air grew heavy with anticipation as the group trekked onward, each step whispering secrets lost to time. Rachel's hazel eyes darted nervously from tree to tree, her analytical mind absorbing every detail. Her senses heightened as whispers carried on the wind reached her ears, speaking of ancient tragedies and forgotten rituals. Alex moved forward with unwavering determination, his footsteps echoing softly in the stillness. His gaze remained fixed ahead, focused on the path that lay before them, a path filled with both danger and revelations. Olivia clutched Ryan's arm tightly, seeking solace in his presence. A shared glance between them conveyed unspoken support, their bond growing stronger amidst this web of darkness and mystery. As they ventured deeper into Blackwood Forest, spectral apparitions materialized before their wide eyes, ethereal figures locked in eternal torment. They felt a chill creep down their spines as these haunted specters reenacted past horrors with chilling accuracy. A feeling of unease settled over the group as they stumbled upon gruesome relics adorned with blood-stained symbols, a stark reminder of Samuel Hartley's wrath and the price paid by those who defied nature's balance. Caught in a momentary pause to catch their breath, Alex spotted a single red leaf suspended mid-air, a vibrant splash of color amidst the forest's muted palette. It twirled gently with an ethereal grace before falling silently to the ground, an omen of impending danger. In this eerie silence, a distant cry broke through the night, the mournful wail of a creature long gone but forever etched into Blackwood Forest's cursed history. The hair on their arms stood on end as goosebumps covered their skin, each sensing that they were being watched by unseen eyes. Ryan's mischievous spark faded momentarily as he exchanged a knowing look with Olivia, both aware that their journey had taken an irreversible turn into the heart of darkness itself. Their connection deepened beneath the weight of this shared realization, a silent understanding that survival would require more than mere camaraderie. With hearts pounding and breath hitching in their throats, they pressed on, steeling themselves against the malevolence that loomed ever closer. Each step brought them nearer to both answers and peril, uncertainty clinging to them like a second skin. The night grew colder as shadows seemed to stretch further across their path, a foreboding presence eager to claim unwary souls. Every rustle of leaves held hidden menace, every gust of wind whispered secrets too terrible to comprehend. Their once boisterous laughter had ceased, replaced by wary glances and anxious glimmers in their eyes. Fear mingled with determination, fueling their resolve even as doubt threatened to fray at its edges. Unbeknownst to them, Samuel Hartley watched from beyond the veil, his rage sated momentarily by their growing terror. He reveled in each faltering step they took, hearing his name uttered in hushed tones by lips quivering with fear. In this treacherous dance within Blackwood Forest's dark embrace, they fought to maintain hope, to cling onto sanity amidst swirling chaos. Each heartbeat echoed louder than before, a call to action against forces far beyond mortal comprehension. And so, they trudged onward, one foot after another, as Blackwood Forest tightened its grip around them. Little did they know that salvation or damnation awaited just beyond sight, a choice yet to be made amidst trials yet to come. End of Scene 2. Chapter 4, The Legend Unveiled. Local townsfolk share dark tales of Samuel Hartley's wrath and Blackwood Forest's curse. Scene 3. Silence settled over the group as they emerged from the dense thicket, their breaths forming misty puffs in the frigid air. Their eyes were wide with trepidation as they gazed upon a clearing bathed in an otherworldly glow, the final destination on their journey into darkness. A sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air as shadows danced along the ground, shifting like malevolent spirits awaiting their arrival. The friends huddled closer together, seeking solace in their shared fear, which seemed to grow more potent with each passing moment. Ryan's grip on Olivia's hand tightened, a silent reassurance that he was by her side, no matter what horrors awaited them. She offered a small smile in return, her eyes reflecting both gratitude and determination. As they stepped forward into the clearing, a chilling gust of wind whipped through the trees. It whispered secrets known only to Blackwood Forest, secrets that would send shivers down their spines and test the limits of their courage. Their footsteps faltered momentarily as their gazes fell upon a towering figure, an apparition wreathed in ethereal light. Samuel Hartley stood before them, his gaunt frame radiating with malicious intent. His sunken eyes burned with rage as he unleashed a mournful howl that echoed through the night. Fear washed over them like a tidal wave crashing against rocky shores, a force that threatened to consume them whole. But instead of succumbing to its icy grasp, they stood firm, faces etched with determination, even as whispers of doubt crept into their minds. Alex stepped forward, his voice steady despite the weight of uncertainty pressing upon him. "You will not break us," he declared, his words carrying resolve born from months of shared adventures and unbreakable bonds. "We stand united against you." Samuel Hartley sneered at their defiance, a twisted grin etched across his spectral visage. He raised his arms high above his head, summoning ethereal energy that crackled through the air. Shadows intensified around him, threatening to consume everything in their path. In this moment of imminent danger, Rachel's analytical mind raced, searching for an opportunity amidst chaos. With a quick glance at her friends, she spotted a flicker of hope, a glimmering object half buried beneath fallen leaves. Without hesitation, she lunged towards it, a shard of ancient wood adorned with faded symbols, a relic steeped in forgotten rituals crafted by those who sought redemption within these haunted woods. Their hearts pounded in unison as Rachel held the artifact aloft, its mere presence disrupting Samuel Hartley's hold on reality. The air crackled with mysterious energy as she spoke, incantations whispered by generations past, words laden with desperation and longing for peace. For a fleeting moment, Samuel Hartley wavered, a flicker of confusion crossing his features as if trapped between two realms. Shadows ebbed away from him like retreating soldiers, an army defeated by unexpected resistance. Emboldened by this small victory, Alex took a step forward, his voice resolute yet tinged with compassion. "Samuel Hartley, your reign ends here," he proclaimed boldly. "Release this forest from your vengeful grasp." Samuel Hartley's form wavered once more, a hollow cry escaping his lips before dissipating into nothingness. Blackwood Forest sighed in relief, the weight of centuries-old sorrow finally lifted from its ancient boughs. The friends stood together, a united front against darkness, breathing heavily amidst fading echoes of Samuel Hartley's vengeance. They had conquered fears beyond imagination and emerged stronger for it, forever changed but ready to face whatever trials lay ahead. Without looking back at what could have been, they moved forward in pursuit of answers yet undiscovered, and embraced the possibility that they might emerge from Blackwood Forest not just survivors but heroes, bound by an unbreakable bond forged in the crucible of haunted memories. End of Scene 3. Chapter 5, Confronting the Vengeful Spirit. The air in the candlelit clearing hung heavy with anticipation. Alex, Rachel, Ryan, and Olivia stood together, their faces etched with determination as they prepared themselves for the final showdown with Samuel Hartley's vengeful spirit. The flickering flames cast eerie shadows on their tense expressions. Whispers danced through the air, caressing their ears like chilling tendrils of mist. The group exchanged knowing glances, a silent reminder of the strength they found in one another during their harrowing journey. They had come too far to turn back now. Armed with the knowledge passed down by the local townsfolk, a delicate balance between fear and hope, they devised a plan to disrupt Samuel Hartley's hold on Blackwood Forest once and for all. It was time to put an end to his reign of terror and restore peace to this haunted wilderness. As night fell over Blackwood Forest, they ventured deeper into its darkest depths. Each step sent shivers up their spines, the rustling leaves beneath their feet echoing through the dense silence. Their heartbeats mingled with the whispers that seemed to emanate from every shadowed corner. And then, there he was, Samuel Hartley's specter materialized before them with an ethereal glow, a twisted smile playing upon his spectral lips. His voice reverberated through the darkness, dripping with malice and vengeance. "Welcome to my domain," he sneered. "You fools think you can defy me? You will never escape this forest alive." Alex clenched his fists at his sides, his eyes locked on Samuel Hartley's ghostly form. He refused to let fear consume him. He would not allow this malevolent spirit to break them apart. Rachel stepped forward, her voice steady yet laced with determination. "We know what you did here," she said firmly. "Your reign ends tonight." Ryan smirked, unable to resist a snarky remark even in this dire moment. "Yeah, we've had enough of your ghostly theatrics," he taunted. "Time to face the music, Samuel." Olivia clasped her hands together, her gaze unwavering as she channeled her spiritual energy into a protective shield for her friends. She could sense the essence of Blackwood Forest stirring around her, the ancient trees lending their strength to assist in this battle against darkness. With weapons raised and words of power echoing through the clearing, the friends began their assault on Samuel Hartley's spectral form. Alex swung a purified talisman towards him while Rachel recited incantations with a fervor born of generations past. A fierce battle ensued, a clash between human resolve and vengeful spirit that shook the very core of Blackwood Forest. Shadows writhed and twisted like living entities as gusts of wind lashed out in fury. They fought side by side, each member of the group facing their deepest fears head-on. The weight of supernatural forces threatened to break them, but still they stood bloodied but unbroken. In this pivotal moment, they summoned strength they never knew existed within themselves, strength forged through shared experiences and unyielding friendship. Their bond grew stronger amidst chaos, a lifeline guiding them through this maelstrom of malevolence. The clearing became a battleground, a swirling vortex where reality blurred and time lost all meaning. A symphony of clashing energies filled the air, an orchestra conducted by fate itself. And then, it happened, their combined efforts broke through Samuel Hartley's spectral defenses. The spirit wavered, a look of disbelief crossing his ethereal features as if caught between two realms. In that fleeting moment of vulnerability, Alex seized his chance. With one final surge of determination, he thrust his talisman forward, a weapon infused with both hope and defiance. Samuel Hartley let out a piercing scream, an anguished cry that echoed through Blackwood Forest as he dissipated into nothingness, the last vestiges of his wrath vanquished forever. Silence settled over the clearing, an eerie calm after the storm, leaving only echoes of victory resonating in their ears. Tranquility embraced them as nature reclaimed its rightful balance within these hallowed woods. Together they stood, breathing heavily and covered in sweat-soaked clothes, proof that they had faced unimaginable terrors and emerged victorious. No declarations were made amidst this sacred space, no grand promises or profound revelations, but within each member of the group lay an understanding that they had been forever changed by this ordeal, a bond strengthened by shared triumph over adversity. As they turned away from the clearing and headed back towards civilization, one step at a time, the path ahead remained uncertain. But one thing was certain: they had conquered Blackwood Forest's haunting grip, and nothing would ever be able to dim the light that burned within them again. End. Chapter 5, confronting the vengeful spirit. Scene 2. The moon hung high above Blackwood Forest, casting an ethereal glow upon the twisted trees and shadowed figures lurking within its depths. Alex, Rachel, Ryan, and Olivia pressed on, their hearts pounding in unison as they navigated treacherous terrain strewn with fallen branches and tangled roots. Samuel Hartley's spectre materialized before them, a haunting presence wreathed in a ghastly light. His sunken eyes burned with rage as he unleashed a mournful howl that echoed through the night, his voice dripping with malevolence. Undeterred by this chilling display, the group stared into Samuel Hartley's spectral form, their resolve unwavering. They were prepared to face the darkest corners of their fears and summon every ounce of strength they possessed. Alex stepped forward, his voice steady yet laced with a flicker of determination. "We will not be broken by your wrath," he declared firmly. "We stand united against you." Rachel's hazel eyes locked onto Samuel Hartley's gaze as she recited incantations passed down through generations, a whispered chant meant to weaken his hold on Blackwood Forest. Her voice carried the weight of ancestral knowledge and an unwavering belief in her purpose. Ryan, unable to resist his mischievous nature even in this dire moment, taunted Samuel Hartley with bold words, drawing attention away from Olivia, who channeled spiritual energy into a protective shield for her friends. Their connection held steadfast, a lifeline amidst chaos. Amidst gusts of wind that whipped through the clearing like a macabre symphony, Alex swung a purified talisman toward Samuel Hartley, a weapon infused with hope and defiance. The air crackled with tension as it neared its target. Samuel Hartley recoiled momentarily, an expression of disbelief crossing his spectral features as if caught between realms. Shadows writhed around him like living entities, resisting their grasp but weakening all the same. In this decisive moment of vulnerability, the group seized their opportunity, each member fighting off their deepest fears and insecurities. The forest watched silently as they summoned hidden reserves of strength forged through shared triumphs over adversity. With one final surge of determination, Alex made his move, the talisman connecting squarely with Samuel Hartley's spectral form. A powerful shockwave pulsed through the clearing, a force that shattered his ethereal defenses and sent him reeling. A piercing scream erupted from Samuel Hartley's ghostly lips, a sound that reverberated through Blackwood Forest as he dissolved into nothingness, a wisp lost among the shadows. With each passing second, tranquility descended upon them, the ancient woods reclaiming its rightful balance once more. Breathing heavily and covered in sweat-soaked clothes, the friends stood together, proof that they had faced unimaginable terrors and emerged victorious. Their bond had been tested but found unbreakable amidst swirling darkness. As silence settled over the clearing, they felt a weight lift from their shoulders, no grand declarations or profound revelations needed. Only gratitude filled their hearts for being given a chance to overcome fear and stand together in this haunted wilderness. Without looking back at what could have been or dwelling on what lay ahead, they turned away from the clearing one by one, all sharing in an unspoken understanding that while scars remained unseen, they carried with them lessons learned and newfound resilience etched deep within their souls. And so, they ventured forth from Blackwood Forest one step at a time, stepping out into a world now illuminated by the flickering flame of victory, a flame that would guide them forward as they faced whatever trials awaited beyond these hallowed woods. End. Chapter 5, Confronting the Vengeful Spirit. Scene 3. A fierce battle ensued, each member of the group wielding their unique strengths against Samuel Hartley's spectral form. The air crackled with energy as Alex swung the purified talisman towards the spirit, while Rachel recited incantations passed down through generations. Ryan, his eyes blazing with determination, unleashed a barrage of taunts and distractions, drawing Samuel Hartley's attention away from Olivia. She channeled her spiritual energy into an impenetrable shield, protecting her friends from the spirit's malevolent attacks. The clearing became a chaotic dance of light and shadows, a battleground where reality seemed to bend under supernatural forces. Gusts of wind whipped through the trees, carrying echoes of ancient battles fought within Blackwood Forest. Their shared bond grew stronger amidst this relentless assault, their combined willpower forging an unbreakable barrier against Samuel Hartley's wrath. They fought not only for their own survival but to release the forest from his haunting grip. With one final surge of determination and a blinding flash, Samuel Hartley let out a piercing scream, a sound that reverberated through Blackwood Forest. His spectral form wavered before dissolving into nothingness. A defeated demon vanished to the shadows. Silence settled over the clearing, an eerie calm replacing the chaos that reigned moments before. The ancient woods exhaled a collective sigh of relief, as if acknowledging its liberation from Samuel Hartley's curse. Breathing heavily and covered in sweat-soaked clothes, the friends stood together, proof that they had faced unimaginable terrors and emerged victorious. Their faces bore scars earned in battle, reminders of their resilience and unwavering courage. No grand declarations were made amidst this sacred space, no triumphant speeches or celebration. But within each member of the group lay an understanding, a bond forged through trials overcome together. As they turned away from the clearing and ventured back towards civilization, one step at a time, they carried with them not just memories of fear and darkness, but also newfound strength and hope. They had triumphed over evil and brought peace to Blackwood Forest. Months later, as life carried on beyond their haunted encounter, they would look back upon their journey with reverence, for it was within those depths that they discovered who they truly were. The horror they faced had forever changed them, but it had also illuminated the resilience hidden within their souls. And so ends The Haunting in Hollow Pines, a terrifying tale of camping horror, leaving behind echoes of bravery and friendship, an everlasting testament that even in the face of unimaginable terror, there lies hope. For in darkness, light can always be found. It is up to us to seek it out and never let it extinguish.